Alright, what's Gucci, y'all? It's your boy 360 Sosa, SosaDoneDidThat, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I shave my beard and my facial hair with the straight razor. So, all you need for it is, of course, you need a straight razor, you need some blades. I'm using a shaving brush from Hagen, and then shaving cream. So, I'm going to be using the Hagen shaving cream shaving brush set. It was $25 from Target. And then I am using a Salon Care straight razor that is from Beauties. It was $25. And then I had to buy some different blades from them. I'll put a link in the description because they were hard to find, but they are Captain Titan MG light blue, something like that. I'll make sure I link them in the description, but they are great Japanese steel. So that's what you want because they're high quality, they cut well, they're cheap. So I'll put a link in the description, but yeah, that's gonna be the intro for right now. Let's get into how I shave. So first, what you need to do is you need to take your shaving bowl and then put your shaving cream in it. This is a physical piece of shaving cream that you just get wet and then use your shaving brush to create the lather, then put it on your face. I cut out a piece of the shaving soap so that way I didn't have to get all of it wet at once or anything like that. And I recommend you do the same thing if you're gonna use a straight razor, just because it makes your soap last longer or your shaving cream last longer, and that's always a good thing. So get your shaving bowl, put your shaving cream in it, and then you need to take your shaving brush and get water for it. So you need lukewarm water. You want to make sure that it is soaked at first, and then you get water out a little bit so that way it's not drenching. And then you can either get your face wet first or you can just apply the lather. It just is up to you on what kind of shave you want or what type of skin you have, etc. So the very last thing that you want to do is put your blade in. You don't want to put your blade in first, so that way you can just avoid any type of contamination or any dirt or anything like that, bacteria. So keep your blades inside and don't put them on, don't put your blade in until you're literally ready to start shaving. So first, what you want to do, wash your hands. You want to wash your hands just so that way, like, yeah, it's so that way you don't get bacteria and everything, but it's also so that way you don't get pimples or, you know, anything like that, blackheads or ingrown hairs, anything like that you don't want. Not that necessarily it would cause it, you just want to make sure that your hands are clean to make sure that there's nothing more going on. But everything that you need to shave is right here. So you need a shaving brush, you need blades, you need a shaving bowl, shaving cream, you need your straight razor, and then of course I have 2 towels with me. One of the towels is under my shaving kit right now, but 2 towels, one to get your face when it's dry and then one for when it's wet, because you don't want to mix them. So first, what you need to do is get your shaving cream to get to the certain consistency that you want. You can have it a little more liquidy, it'll apply better, but then it's not going to apply as much, like it'll apply to your skin better, but it's not going to be better for shaving. But if it's too thick, then it won't be good for shaving either, because you're just going to get the shaving cream and not really your hair. So you want to find a consistency that applies it to your skin well, but also cuts with the blade very easy. So what you need to do is turn on your water, get some lukewarm water. You don't want it piping hot and you don't want it stone cold, so you want it somewhere in between. And then you're going to load your brush with that water. So let's get into it. All right, so get your water running. So the reason that you want the water to be like lukewarm hot is so that way it can open the bristles up and make the hairs expand on the brush, and then also so that way your skin pores will open up a little more to have a cleaner shave. So once it's to a lukewarm but on the hotter end, then you're going to grab your brush and put it in. And I'm just gonna let it collect water, spin it around so that way it just gets evenly and makes it quicker. And if you've never used a straight razor before, these brushes hold a lot of water. You're also trying to clean out anything from what was used before, if there is any, like anything left behind from the last shave. So right now you just want to be thorough, get it soaked, and also just make sure that you're letting the water get out. Make sure that you're filling the brush up with the water, but also so that way it lets all of the old dirt and everything out. See, now you can already see how much bigger this is after it has got wet. It will hold a lot of water. So now it's dry again, fill it up. What you want to do is grab your shaving bowl, and then you're going to put some of the water in like that, so that way it will start to get lather. And then you want to just mix it around, and then you can just keep getting some more water until it gets to the desired consistency. And that's going to be a little bit runny, but mainly foamy is what you want. So you have it started. This is about the consistency you want, more or less. The shaving cream isn't runny, but it's also not super foamy either. So it's a good consistency in between, and that's what you want. And you can hear it as well. That is a good consistency. Let's fix the brush so the bristles don't get fucked up. But yeah, so that is what you want right now. You can have more in here. I just put enough at the time, and then if I need more, I just keep adding more, so that way it doesn't just get stale, or it doesn't waste it. So for now, this is good for me. All right, so now if I want to, I can get my face wet, so that way it will just apply a little easier, and then open your pores up. You don't always have to do it if you don't want to, but that's what I'm gonna do right now with lukewarm water. It also helps get dirt off your skin, any loose hairs or anything like that. So it's a good idea most of the time. Sometimes you don't have time, and that's okay. So now you are ready to start shaving. The only thing you have left to do is put your straight razor in. So I'm gonna wash my hands again because I just touched my face. You don't want oils on that blade. You want that blade to touch as little as you can. So just just wash your hands before you put the blade in. It will help minimize any type of irritability or any diseases, or it'll help prevent anything going wrong with your shave. So just wash your hands with soap and water. So now I have my straight razor. Again, it's by Salon, and I'll put a link down in the description. I'm gonna open my blade pack. I got a pack of, I think, 200 of them, so this is just like one sleeve out of it. And each sleeve has 10 blades, so you just pull out a blade that still has wrapping around it, some paper wrapping. Open your straight razor. This one is a type that it's a clamp, so I don't know if I can show you that very well. So that one's a clamp. Right here you can see where the top of the blade is, and then the bottom where it's gonna cut, so just make sure that you're not touching the bottom of the blade. And then you're going to, and then you're just going to open up the package and then put it in the straight razor. So open this up. And you can even put it into the straight razor without having to touch it. So like that. And then you can just open the clamp and then put it on. Just slide it down to the end like that. So now you can't see it very well. There you go. So now you can see that the blade is in there. And what I do is just hold it upside down like this at an angle, open it, and then have it just fall into place naturally with gravity, because then it will seat where it needs to be. So now you can see it's seated where it needs to be. And this is ready to cut, so just be mindful because that shit will cut the fuck out of you. So now you are ready to start shaving your face. So what you need to do is take your shaving cream, get some lather, like that, and then just apply it on your face like you would shaving cream. And if you need more, then you just scoop some more. And that is how it'll turn out. This lather, like the shaving cream, is really good because it helps protect against cuts, like it'll help heal them, and it has, I forgot, it's like some type of medicine that helps with the cuts if it happens, and makes the shaving really nice. So it's really your best friend. You want to apply it very well, just because it'll make everything go easier for you. But never keep your shaving cream or the lather on the brush. You want to wash it away right away. You want to wash it off right away, because if you keep it on, you'll ruin your shaving brush, and you don't want to do that. So wash this off right away, and then you are going to shake it. So that way you get all of the water out, because it'll still trap some of the soap in. But you also want to hurry. You don't want this shaving cream to dry, just because it'll make it a little harder. So just be quick when you're doing it. But see, this brush is now, for the most part, clean for what I'll do right now. Later, I will thoroughly clean it with hot water. So now you are ready to start shaving. Your straight razor is ready to go. You can either use it, there's a few ways to use it. You can do like this. You can do like that. That's what most people do. Like that. You can just do it straight. Some people do it just by the blade. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. Typically, I do it just like this, just because it's the easiest to hold on to. Or sorry, like this. Just because you have the most control over it, and that's what you do. You want to make sure that your skin is tight. Never go across. Like if you're trying to shave, don't do a diagonal and don't do a cross. Down only. And lift the blade off. Don't lift the blade to the side because you will slice yourself. These are incredibly sharp, so be mindful of that. So you can go up, you can go down. It just depends on how close of a shave you want. Typically what I do is I go up here and then down here so that they meet, because it's hard to go up on your face like that. So this is how you use a straight razor. So I'll start with my neck. This is the hardest part right here, so be mindful of that when you're shaving because you very well can cut yourself. So you want this blade to be as flat to your skin as possible, because if it's at an angle, then you're gonna cut yourself. So lift your head up, pull the skin down, put the blade flat, and then pull. And you can see how much hair that got just in one swipe. Straight razors are incredibly sharp. They're great tools, but you have to be mindful of what you're doing. So here's where you need the 2 towels, because you don't want to keep wiping this on a clean towel. So you want a dirty towel and then a clean towel for after. So, of course, you don't want to wipe with the blade, you want to wipe against. So that's how much hair it got in one swipe. Again, you're gonna wipe against. You don't want to wipe towards the blade because then you'll just cut whatever you're using. And then do the same thing again. Blade flat and then angled a little bit. You get the hair off, you grab your towel, and then wipe against. Just like that, and then you just keep repeating. And if you need to wash your razor off, that's fine. If you need to add more lather or water, that's fine. Just pay attention to what it seems you're needing. You don't want the razor to catch at all, because that'll start causing problems. So if you notice it's a little harder to shave or it's starting to catch more, then see if you either need to get a new blade in, or if you need to add more lather or more water, or whatever is needed. Also, if you have a pimple or something like that, or a skin tag, be mindful, a mole, whatever, because it probably will cut it unless you already know, and then of course shave around it. But if you have anything that's raised, like I have a pimple right here, it cut, but it's fine. You just have to be mindful of that. So, and I don't recommend doing the tugging method, how some people go. I feel like that's a very good way to make it easy to cut yourself. You can do it well, but I just feel like in general it's not a good idea to teach. Also, the reason you need to wipe your blade off is because it's not going to cut as well, of course, if there's already hair on it. So you just want to keep wiping it off after every shave, like after each time you go over, so that way your blade will cut the best every time. But if you've used a razor before, it's pretty much the same mechanics as it. You just have to be a little more mindful because there's only one blade, and that will make it a little easier to cut yourself. So, but if you've used a razor before to shave your beard or anything like that, it's more or less the same thing. So just keep that in mind. See, and right there you can hear that it's catching a lot and it's not really wanting to cut, partially because the blade is a little clogged up and because my face is dry right there. So right now would be a good time to add water to my face and then lather again. So I'll show you. You need to grab your brush again, get your brush wet, dump some of the water out, grab your shaving bowl with the lather in it, and then I do the press and move, and you'll hear it start to do it. But you don't want to just go back and forth like that because it'll fuck the bristles up. So, like that, and then now as you can see, you get a lot of lather. It's a little runnier than I would typically prefer, but because I've already started shaving, that's okay. And as you can see, this is a way lighter lather. And so of course it's not applying as heavy as it was the first time when I showed you. But that's fine because I've already started to shave. So that's applied. Back again. Now you need to wash your brush off, of course. It also helps to squeeze the brush so that way you get all of the lather out, but you don't want to mess the bristles up, so just be mindful of that. Hang it on your hanger so that way it'll dry. Right now I'm shaving against the grain, so this will be the closest shave that you can get. And as you can see, this lather just makes the blade glide. So that's why you use it, because it's super, super helpful when shaving in general. But with a straight razor, it's very necessary. The chin right here and then the Adam's apple are the hardest spots to shave. So not necessarily the hardest, but they're the most riskiest to get cut. So keep in mind, because you very well can get cut. It's very easy. You also want to be mindful because you don't want to overwork an area. So as you can see right here, it's starting to get a little irritated because my skin is dry and I kept going over the same area. So just be mindful of that. The shaving cream will help with that a lot, but it's not going to do anything if you just keep going over and over at the same spot. So just move around and make sure that you're not just stretching the skin, using the razor and, constantly irritating the skin in that area. So just be mindful of that. So again, right now, right here, my face is dry. So I just want to grab my brush again, get it wet, and then just add a little bit of lather. Just like that. Lather on the brush, you know the deal, clean it off, don't keep it on your brush. So as you can see, I got a slight nick right there. It's at a very difficult angle for me to see out of my eye and record, but as you can see, it's just a tiny little nick. Those are fine, but it can happen if you're shaving, so just be mindful. A lot of the time you can feel when you're starting to cut yourself because it's not going to glide against, it'll start to catch. So if you feel that, don't go forward, don't go to the side, just stop. So like if you're doing this, go forward and then just keep the blade there and then back off. But if you keep going forward or left to the right, you're gonna cut yourself. All right, so I need to lather just one last time so I can get this spot right here. I just have to get these parts and then that will be the end of the video for you guys. Also, if you're shaving and you're going against the grain like this, don't go against the grain with the grain against the grain because you'll irritate the shit out of your skin. So just be mindful of that as well. All right, so now you have finished shaving. You've done everything with the straight razor. What I like to do is get my shaving brush wet really quick and use lukewarm water. It will help open your pores, because if you use cold water, it'll make your pores go closed and then it will make your skin tighter. Take your shaving bowl again with your shaving cream, and then I like to get a little bit of the lather, not a whole ton, but just a little bit. And I just cover my face a little bit with the lather, so that way it'll help with any cuts or anything like that. It helps soothe them, and then also makes them heal a little quicker. Just like that. And then of course you want to clean your brush off, and then you're going to wash your face off. You want to wash it off with hot water, and then after you're done with that, close your pores with like lukewarm on the colder end water, and then that will help your skin. All right, y'all, so this is the outcome of me shaving with the straight razor. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. It's your boy 360 Sosa. Sosa done did that. Peace.